Evening, boys and girls. Welcome to TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics. We will discuss them, and we'll get straight on in a second. Once again, as always, a big shout out to the TaylorMade Former Players Club, fronted by Pricey and Watford's favourite son, Luther Blissett. So head on over to facebook.com/TaylorMade for community for that. As always, I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Moudinho, Canadian Darren, and Mr. Dino, the young man.
Turkish.
I don't know what hello in Turkish is, mate. So, but I hope you're well, fella. So. Sorry, guys. I do apologise for his Tesco Wi-Fi. We will try and rectify that. As long as you can hear him, that's the main thing.
Everything helps.
It really does. It really does. Honestly, truthfully, it really does. Right. Okay, we've got a few tasty topics, so let's get cracking with the knacking. But yeah, obviously, if you've got any topics you want us to shout out, we'll try and fit them in as well. So let's get straight onto it. Right, okay, so Dan's put up one. He said, right, Moves, I'll start with you, mate. He says, do you believe Tom really does have faith in Bio, or the rumours, or apparent rumours, that there is that he's being forced from above to start him?
Firstly, good evening, everyone. Yes, this is a tough one because I believe, I think this could be the rumour one. I actually think it's true. I think he's being told to pick him. I think, and that's only happening purely because they've just done the deal for him to do, now being registered as Udinese and being back on loan to us. I've got to be honest. Yesterday, I was massively annoyed with him, with Bayo. Dino will probably agree with me. There was, two clear headers. He should have buried in the back of the net. He didn't. One, he somehow managed to flick to the back post when it was easier to put it in the net. I still haven't worked out how he's done that. But I'm sorry to say, Bayo is he's up.
He's a legend.
Well done, Halsey. Well done. The translator's in the building. But no, I think I actually think this is true. I think Bayo is, I think cleverly is being told from high above to pick him. You can clearly see that he's out of form. It's as simple as that. Okay, he scored that goal against Derby. The scissor kick one. Still think that was a bloody fluke. But apart from that, he's not really done it. And he's not cutting it. And I'm sorry to say, if it was any other striker, they'd be dropped. Any other team, you'd be dropped. And yeah, I do, but there's one thing I hadn't actually heard about if it was a rumor, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's being told to pick him. It really wouldn't. But I would like to see Jefferson get a game, a bit more of a game than just half an hour. He needs more. So yeah, don't know how they're going to accommodate it, but yeah, I'm going to go with he's being told.
Darren.
Beep, 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 beep. Yeah,
sorry, that was me.
He loves a good beep, doesn't he?
I was interested. It's interesting because I was reading yesterday about one particular journalist was saying that, and it's true, Bayo's finishing as a forward is very poor, but his work rate. There was on about his work rate, and it was also a comment in the Watford Observer as well, but about how he worked hard to win the ball back down the line when it was going out, and from that goal, Watford got their I think it was got their first goal. But it's a frustration. I mean, I know nothing about these rumours on the other side of the pond. The problem is that when you've got a regime like the Pozo regime, these sort of rumours are going to come up over time, I think, because of the way the club has been historically run. And when you think of the business side of the deal, as you say, the loan from Udinese, maybe there is a stipulation, as there often are with loans, that a player has to play X amount of games anyway. I don't know. I mean, I feel feel I can trust Tom. I think he's pretty genuine. I really do. I feel a bit for Bayo because I think he does work really hard. But at the end of the day, as a number 9, as a finisher, no, I still think we should have kept Brajovic and it should have gone the other way. But, you know, that's what it is. But what I will say again, and it came true yesterday, Bar coming on, that lad is a powerhouse. It's tremendous.
Mm.
Whether he can play a full 90, I don't see why he couldn't. But he talk about somebody that I think is really exciting for all the fans. You know, he's been with us. Is it 2021 from Rochdale? I think he came.
Yeah, about 2021.
And I was saying to my wife, because she always laughs, I said, "Look at this bloke." I said, "He looks more like a bloody boxer than a footballer." I mean, he's so solid, right? But he's got a bit of everything. I really think, yeah, he's got the power, he's got the speed, and he can finish. I mean, I think, you know, so I feel a bit for Bayo. I think his work rate, I can't deny it, lad, that, but he is a poor finisher, and he's missed. He's like, you know, the other day he had that chance to lob the keeper at Sheffield in the Sheffield United game, and he made a hash of that one. I don't like to get on anyone's back because it ain't really fair, but that would be interesting anyway if that is the case for Tom. We'll see. But anyway, I'll pass it on to Dino, see what he thinks of Marrakesh or wherever he is tonight.
Go on, Galatasaray. Go on, mate.
He got the Marrakesh Express.
To be fair, I thought in the first 20 minutes, Bayo weren't too bad. He had a good shot. He looked, you know, half interested. You know, the whole team played well. Yeah, he's finishing. Yeah, it really does. A lot of fans, including myself, weren't happy with him yesterday. I didn't like him getting cheered when he got subbed. I don't really, even though I agree with the sub, I don't really like hearing that on a player, to be honest with you. I did agree with it, but I didn't like the sort of sarcastic cheers towards him. I don't think he deserves that, if I'm being honest. The thing is with Jebison, he's not showing me enough at the moment. I know he ain't played a full 90, but it's a bit alarming with him. I don't know. I don't know what he shows at the moment. I really don't. You know, he don't look strong on the ball. I know he does need a full 90. I think it'd do Bayo a chance to give him a break and put him on as a sub just to take the heat off him a bit, because there's a lot of heat on Bayo. Probably, I don't think he deserves it, but there's a lot of heat on him. And the same with that, what's his name, Vetter kid. I don't know why he don't get a start either, because he's very good and he don't even get a sniff. How the hell does bloody Porteous get put on the wing and we leave Vetter on the fucking bench? Porteous is a bloody left winger. I'm bloody Usain Bolt's brother, I can tell you, because that is bloody ridiculous. I tell you, seeing him out there, I was shell shocked. I was amazed. He looked so out of place. I was going, what the hell are you doing, Cleverly? What I don't get is, why didn't he put Morris out there? Exactly. I know Morris is left-footed, but I'd rather have Porteous in the centre and put Morris out. I know he's on the right and he's left, but at least put him out where he's a bit more familiar with getting up and down, because Porteous might as well took the bloody Liners flag. He'd been better there than on the pitch, I can tell you that. But that's my point on that. But, you know, that's my point on that.
He's on the point of Usain Bolt's brother. I mean, I've seen you run away from Turkish barbers. So, I mean, the speed you were running at, mate, I thought you were. But the thing is, though, with Morris, I can see your point, mate. But to be honest, Morris as a left back is really erratic at best. He's better as a left centre back. He's finding his niche now. I can see your point. I can see where you're coming from there, having more of a natural winger. But to be honest, and this is not hating on Bayo, I'd drop him to the bench. I'd put Vetter in place of where Bar is and stick Bar up front. Regarding the actual point, that's what I would do. In short, would do that and put Vetter in place and just switch that around. I think he brought Kiembe, still got a place in that side, but in terms of attacking flair, then you'd certainly move him out and put Bar there, because Darren's saying as well. I mean, I said this. It's not I told you so or arrogant. I don't think I'm that arrogant at all. If I do sound like a bit of a twat if I said it. But to be fair, when he first came, and I said to Dino, because I was keeping tabs on a couple of under-18 players in the German side, and Bar was one of them. And I said, once he hits the gym and hits the weights, you'll see a much stronger version of him. And I mean, look at the size of him now. I mean, that just, you know, I didn't foresee the prophecy, and I didn't think it'll be as good, necessarily as good as he is now. But I'll tell you what, he's got one hell of a future if he carries on working and showing the same attitude. He's going to be one of our main players. Bio is a poor man's Barry Endine, or I wouldn't even put Barry Endine's name linked to Bio, Kev. I know what you mean, but Endine, oh Jesus, what a player Endine was. Wasn't he the one who scored against Liverpool as well to knock him out?
Got the shirt on to prove it.
Famous goal against Liverpool as well. Endine, what a player. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, my granddad told me stories, and so has my dad told me stories of Barry Endine.
Yeah, Endine, that game was amazing because he was causing Liverpool, and that was, you know, by that time, Shankly had built a very decent Liverpool team.
It was the start, wasn't it?
It really was. They were a great side. And, you know, Scullion and Endine between them caused a lot of problems for a very good back four. And yeah, Endine got the header. Amazing game, really.
It was 1970, wasn't it?
Yeah, February 1970. Yeah.
I think Ramage was born that year, so the
Hey.
greatness.
12 minutes. 12 minutes.
You know it's going to happen. I was going like, no, but look, take it that aside. Endine, wasn't that goal a header as well? Famous a header.
So the lovely thing is, I think it's Ray Lugg. Ray Lugg nutmegged on the right wing. He nutmegged a Liverpool defender, put in an absolute peach of a cross.
Yeah.
Endine gets up and puts it. I can't think of the keeper's name, but if the keeper's hands are like that, and there was enough room for the ball to go through. So some of the people were criticising the keeper, but that was a great goal. It was a great. I mean, and that was a genuine huge cup upset right at that time. Sadly, in the semi-final, we got beat 5-1 by Chelsea, who went on to beat Leeds in that historic, violent replay of that year. But that was a great time for the club. And when you look back at the pitch, well, you look at any pitch in 1970, it's just bloody mud bath. How they played those days.
I'll tell you what, the worst one I've seen was around 94. They had to put like sand down on it. And I remember Burnley at home when Baisley scored that left footer and he did the duck walk. That was a pitch and a half, that one. I think it was the same. I think that might have been the same game where old Paney, aka Fred West, got sent off as well for a tackle. It was the Burnley game. It was a tackle in our half, and he got sent off. And that was if you ever go back at the pictures of that pitch back then, oh my God, it literally resembled a mud bath. It was horrendous. We still managed to play football then.
Exactly.
Totally. And the games were.
Manchester City play with Slovakian garbage. Lug nutmegged Chris Lawler and keeper Tommy. There we go. Well done, Kev. Right. Sorry, Darren. Go on, finish, mate, and then I'll. Sorry, mate.
Thanks to Kev. It was Tommy Lawrence. I can't remember who it was. So, if you go on YouTube, you'll find it. If you just type in Watford 1 Liverpool 0 1970. Sometimes it's black and white footage. Sometimes it's colour footage as well. But it was great. I mean, that was. You know, I'd been going for about a year by that time. I was still, what was I then? I was 7 going on 8. So great memories. And, you know, the trouble is if you watch that game, the ironic thing is, because because the BBC Match of the Day covered it. In the modern day, we're used to going over 90 minutes by quite a bit. I think the game finished in about the 97th minute, which was unheard of back then. Absolutely unheard of. And yeah, I mean, it was... And the Watford fans were going ballistic, and it was just. But yeah, watch it. I mean, it's great to see. It's just great to see. Great atmosphere, and good, really happy days. And like I say, this is the shirt I'm wearing from that era. Actually, one of my.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that from Toffs. I've got from Toffs. £3 from a charity shop.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Nice.
Anyway, back to
right, okay, so Gary, we'll come to that point in a second, mate. Well, that's a cracking one. We'll go to the next topic, and we'll come to yours very shortly, mate. Good evening, gentlemen. This is from Kevin. Great win yesterday. We have taken a point. We would have taken a point at 1-1. Shows how far we've come. Hello, Shane. How you doing, mate? Hope your missus is well as well. Kev's also said Bio is poor man's Barry ending. Dan, Bio may put in the work, but he's no bloody good. About as good as our success in a brothel. I'll tell you what, I'd have Bio over a success any day. That's a good one though. Porteous was brought down on down the right in place of Abaselli or Festi, but was lucky not to get a red. What was he doing diving in on the edge of the box? Halsey, them Turkish prisons are amazing. Dino has changed his ethnic origin. Brilliant. It's no speculation anymore, mate. And the flying pig, they called him, apparently. Right. Oh, Stuart's on. He says, "Evening, boys. Have to say, by watching live is a poor man's Andre Gray." That's probably more like it.
Yeah.
He cost a hell of a lot less. I mean, it was less of a gamble with him, but I know what you mean. Right.
The thing that gets me with this Bio situation now is apparently we got something like 20 million, didn't we, for him? Something like that.
What's that? Bio.
The Bio transfer.
We only bought him for 6, didn't we?
I thought we only bought him for about 3.5.
There we go. It's even better then. So yeah, good times.
I thought that's what they said. Like, it's some ridiculous amount of money he's been sold for, and he's been loaned back. So I agree with what Stuart's just put up there, that he is a poor man's Andre Gray, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, maybe it's 11 million. Cheers, mate. I weren't sure. I'm sure someone said it was 20, but I
blame Dino.
Yeah. You know why? It was 20, it's 20 million Turkish lira. That's what it is. It's 20 million Turkish lira.
Oh, it could be Canadian money. You really don't know, do you?
Yeah.
We'll get confirmation on that soon. Right. Okay. So Tony said, great question, mate. He says, Bond or Backman? Obviously, we're not talking about James Bond. 007 himself. We're obviously talking about Bond, who was in goal. I'll tell you what, he's not done too bad a job, to be fair. Especially the last couple of games. We would have been lucky to have got 1 million back. That's from Mr. Sir Dunk.
$1 million.
$1 million. Right. Okay. So Bond or Backman? I mean, at the moment, you can't really drop Bond.
No.
Personally,
no, you can't. I've got to give Bond a lot of credit because he pulled off some wonderful saves yesterday, especially in the first half. How on earth he saved that one to put over the crossbar from that Sunderland free kick that they smashed, I think, on the half volley. That was just sublime because that was smashing into the roof of the net. So it was great reactions and reflexes. But yeah, you're right. Bond's not really done anything wrong. He's played well in the cup games. All right, he was probably a little bit suspect for one of the goals at Manchester City. After seeing you tagging me in a comment. You tagged me in a comment on Wednesday after we conceded at City. Saying I think it was I would have a field day if he's diving like that.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, like the Bio goal, you said it was a freak goal. I mean, you used to stick them in every single week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Only when I was passing to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The link-up play was awesome. But I think Backman's got to start looking over his shoulder again. He sort of goes back to, last season when he went off the boil. And our manager then, I can't remember who it was. Oh, Ismail said enough was enough. You're going on the bench for a bit. And he had to fight for his place back, which he eventually got. But yeah, do you know what? I don't see any harm in giving Bond a run of games. Give him 5 or 6. If he doesn't start doing well, but yeah, then bring him back. But then bring Backman back in. But yeah, there's no harm in it. We've got nothing to lose by it. Yeah.
Darren?
Yeah, no, I just think it's a good position to be in to have 2 decent keepers. From what I saw yesterday, Bond did play well. I like both of them. I've always liked Dan Backman. I ain't got, personally, but it's just good having two decent keepers. He played well enough yesterday to keep it. I mean, that's the thing about it. If you get injured, especially in that kind of a role, over the a couple of years back, it was Foster and Backman changing due to injuries and stuff like that. If he's playing well, then give him another shout, and it's got to be good for his confidence. I've got to say, I thought he was better than I expected from everything I saw yesterday. So fair play to Bondi, give him another shout for sure. I don't know. What do you think, Dino?
I do believe Batman is the better keeper, if I'm being honest. You are right. Bond done nothing right. He saved what he should have saved. Like Moob said, that tip over the bar was a great save. I'll give him that. I kind of agree with Moobs. It won't hurt giving him a couple of run out just to give Batman a bit of a wake up call, saying you're not always going to get this position. You're not guaranteed to start. I'd gladly trust Bond in goal for a couple more games. I can't see it. The only downfall he did, I know Batman isn't much better with it, but he's kicking out of his hands at times was bloody atrocious yesterday in the second half. I mean, Bio gets a lot of stick, but a lot of them, bloody Superman couldn't get up and win them bloody headers where he was kicking them. It was ridiculous. But to be fair, Batman's the same, so I can't really, say either both are the same because they're both poor on that. But besides that, it wouldn't hurt to give him a couple of games and again, it wake Batman up a bit, so he's got competition, like I said. No, I'm happy with both of them. Oh.
Yeah, no, you got a good mate. Right, okay, let's get some comments as well. Right, Dave was excellent from Stuart. He says Barr is just a raw talent and brilliant. Came away from game buzzing. The future is bright. Dan, Bond has done well, but Batchman has kept us up the last two seasons. So Dunk Power Jug says Bond has been fine. I think Backman is stronger keeper overall, but Bond saved what I've expected to save. The volley from 09 was one that I'd expect most keepers to make at this level. Mr. Aidan, evening mate. He says Bond is a good shot stopper. A goalkeeper is only as good as his defence. Can't even blame him for the City goals. To be honest, it was a bad defence. Dunk says his parrying has normally been his weakest aspect, but he was on point versus Sunderland. Mr. Lurwell, masterstroke, getting Dave on a 5-year contract. Power Jugs, it says back in 13-14 when subbing for Amunia was brave and shot stopper, but parrying has never improved when watching him versus LA Galaxy. Double saves come from parry back into danger, doing better. Stuart saying he's looking better because we are much better and he's more protected with the West Ham fella in front of him. And Mr. Power Jugs says keep a loose eye on his career since he's kept a loose eye on his career since he's left for Reading, Peterborough, West Brom, LA Galaxy, and Watford. Yeah, like I said, I could give Bond a run of games. The same with, like Moob said, with Jefferson. We can't really judge him yet until he's had a run of 3 or 4 games. But I can see why people are getting frustrated because we need to see an impact and we need to see it very quickly because as soon enough, everyone's scoring at the moment, but when the games come thick and fast and the winter months are drawing in now, we need to look for that goal scorer that can unlock a defence at 0-0. And it could be the difference between us losing 1-0 and winning 1-0. As long as we don't go 2-0 up, we're all right, aren't we? So, to be honest, Bond's bang average at Stuart. Aidan Gomez was weak kicking from his hands, and that's why he started launching it with his hands instead. Gomez was an unorthodox technique keeper, but so fun to watch as a goalkeeper. His throws were legendary. PSV relied, sorry, mate, my bloody reading's shocking today. PSV relied on these punches to start counter-attacks because they coached him to be so accurate with him. His throws was just insane. It was just on another level. Right, okay, yeah, Gary said earlier, there's the news of Dennis being released. I personally say no, because I think it's just a disruptive influence. But a lot of people are warming to the idea of probably bringing him back. What do you reckon, Mubdinho?
Look, we saw last season it didn't work. I personally don't think it's going to be needed unless somebody gets injured, and then we need an emergency cover. But for me, I just think that ship has sailed now. It really has. I think the only way you could bring Dennis back is to play him in Bio's position, which is straight through the middle. That we might get the best out of him then, instead of farming him onto the wings. But yeah, I just don't. I just don't think it's the right thing to do. You know, tried once, and it did work, but when he come back, it didn't really work. So I would say I'm going to say, as Stuart just put up, no, don't want him back.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The expression of ship sails bang on. I mean, he came last year, didn't really like the set the tone ablaze, did he? And yeah, for me now, I think the club's moved on, and we're in, well, as an overall squad, we're in way better shape. And just on that, I thought yesterday with Ogbonna at the back, we look so much more calm and solid, and it's good. So I think, but jumping back to the question, no, I wouldn't have him back. Good luck to the guy wherever he goes, but he didn't really set the world on fire when he came back last time, and I don't know. For me, it's a definite no as well. I don't know. What about you there, Dino?
No, 100% no. You know, we got these youngsters on the bench now. What are they, 20-year-old, 21, and they haven't really had a chance yet, and they've got to have their chance to prove it. I'd rather have them come on than bring Dennis back. Like I said, we tried it once. He didn't really do much, did he? He didn't even look interested, and we're not sure what he's like in the changing room. We heard rumours about that, and we don't really want that at the moment. We're in a good place, aren't we? We Cleverly looks like he's doing well. They're all fighting for him, and we don't need someone coming in disturbing that, do we? Really? And I think Dennis does that. So no, absolutely not. No, I don't care. It's a free. We've got a squad now, so leave it at that.
Yeah, well, like Moob said, Stuart said, I'm going to do a Woody. No. I thought it says I'm going to do Woody, but so, fair enough. No, but jokes aside, I think the general consensus is no, or no. I think pretty much. Sir Dunk says, I know he wouldn't fit easily. I know it would end badly. I know his personality isn't great, but I'm an idiot and a sucker for a comeback. Bring him back. Everyone loves a sequel, but this is a third one. You usually say the third time shit. Sequels are okay. Look at Beverly Hills Cop 3. That just proves it, doesn't it? This is the version of Beverly Hills Cop. It's just going to be shit.
Well, there's been a fourth now, hasn't there?
The fourth one's all right. He hasn't come back 4 times. This is the third one.
Yeah.
Or like Terminator 3. I mean, that tells you 3 films don't work. Right, he did want to be... Sorry, mate, go on.
I was going to say, the other thing is, don't we have to have like one of those 25-man squad things? Because if you did bring Dennis back, then you've got to take someone out.
Oh, that 25 squad thing where you have to have 25 in the squad.
I thought we had that in the Championship. You've got to name a 25-man squad, a bit like the Prem.
Just make out he's under 21. I mean, a lot of the African players make it. I mean, that Lazio one that apparently was 18, he looked about 40. I mean, even Kalou, sorry, he was older than he looked. But Jesus Christ, mate. Trilogies are a risky thing. There are Dunkies agreeing. It's trilogies, it's the way it is. If he comes back for a 4th time, it'll probably work out. So we'll release him in the summer, then bring him back for pre-season. Where is it? Aidan says he didn't want to be here, so why have him? Yeah, good point. Halsey again. Bear Hayer from Dino. Dino, I don't know what that means, mate, if you can translate it.
No, I can't. I'm not on this show. Get naughty.
I speak German, but I can't really do that.
Right, I mean, that's Turkish for I need a kebab.
Yeah.
Or he's going to do a woody.
Yeah.
We need a striker in January sales though to push on. Never saw us in a league position looking up, league in standards, suffering from nosebleeds. That's from Stuart. Kalu and Kiembe both look old for her age. That's from Dunk. Kevin said Ogbonna and Sissoko, no substitute for experience. Immense yesterday, absolutely, mate. And Halsey said it means it's a no.
It's a no.
Come on, Dino, fucking hell. You know, just wasting time now. I mean, I've got places to be and people to see. You know, all this Turkish nonsense. Right, okay, yeah, well, that is the topics. Thank you ever so much, boys and girls. It's absolutely amazing as ever. Moods, you ready, mate? Let's get on to
yes.
a little bit of news, really tiny bit of news.
A tiny bit, just a
Really
tiny bit.
Message at a sprinkle. Right. A sprinkle, mate.
Yes, hello people. Welcome to the segment. I hope you like that new little intro. It's the Moods news. So yes, headlines. I'm not wearing a Man City shirt this week. Shock horror. Sorry, Halsey. I know you'd be disappointed with that one. But indeed, Stuart's just hit the nail on the head. Girls are flying. Great stuff. It is great stuff because that's where I'm going to start. Unfortunately, today I didn't make the trip to Lewis. That's where the girls were today. They were back at the Dripping Pan, taking on Lewis in the FA Women's National League Cup. I must be drinking Red Bull. Almighty. But yeah, unfortunately, due to certain commitments and a nasty injury I've sustained playing football, I was not able to make the journey. But the girls have done us proud again because they advanced to the second round of the FA Women's National League Cup. They won by a 0-0 with the goal coming. Hang on a minute, what the blazes? Sorry, hang on a minute. I've just been sent something. Hang on. What the bollocks is that? Oh right, thank you. Right, so I was just getting some. Just getting some info coming into me. That's very kind of people to do that for me. I'm honoured. Yes. Anyway, so the girls won by a 0-0. A lucky goal by the sounds of things today. The Lewis defence went to clear it, hammered it straight to a Watford player, and it bounced off her and went straight in the back of the net. Thank you. I look forward to wearing it at some point. Has it got Haaland on the back? But yeah, so the girls have advanced. That's brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant form, and another clean sheet. That's 4 clean sheets in a row for the girls now in all competitions. So league and cup, they've kept 4 clean sheets on the spin. Absolutely brilliant. Now, next up, and this is a big one. So, if anyone in Suffolk is listening, I need you to listen up. Next Sunday, the girls travel to Ipswich. Okay. Now, I believe Ipswich women are playing their games at is it Felixstowe? No, maybe not Felixstowe. I'm gonna try and find out. But they play up there somewhere near the coast. Basically, this is a huge, huge game. Now, the last time we played Ipswich, we sort of done like a mini double on them. We played them twice. We took 4 points. We didn't take the maximum, but we took 4 points off them. But the girls have asked for a mass load of support for next Sunday because they really, really need it. They're going to be up against it, basically from the word go. So if you're in that area or you want to do a road trip, unfortunately I can't go because I'm away. I'm on holiday I'm away on holiday for the weekend. I'm down in Minehead. Don't ask why, although somebody will. But yeah, if you can get there next Sunday, 2 p.m, please go and cheer the girls on because they will seriously need all the support. Yeah, Ada, mate, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This has been pre-booked for about 7 months, so I've got no way of getting out of it. So yeah, like I say, please get along and support them. Yes, I am a plastic. Thank you very much. Why am I Minehead Halsey? I knew you would say that. It's basically I'm on a Butlins weekender. It's one of the adult ones, so it's going to get absolutely messy. So yeah, it's going to be pure carnage. But I will be keeping an eye on the game. But yeah, please get down there, get to Ipswich if you can. You know, maybe try and get somebody to club together, jump in a car, share the petrol money and stuff. Get down there and cheer them on, because they really do appreciate all the support they get, no matter if it's home or away. They absolutely love it, and they love meeting the fans as well after the games, regardless of the result. Just a couple of other things, because more recently, we were meant to be playing Thursday night as well. Thursday just gone, we were meant to have had a game at home against AFC Wimbledon. Unfortunately, that was called off because of a waterlogged pitch, and you can probably imagine, you know, it did absolutely hammer it down. So trying to get that game on was probably a mountain to climb before they'd even decided to call it off. So that's going to get rearranged. Probably won't be rearranged till the new year, because I think there's too many. There's not enough Sundays spare or stuff like that to try and fit it back in. So I think the league will leave that till the new year. But as soon as we get a date, we will openly share it with everyone, because we want to get as many people down to Wealdstone as possible now, because the girls are absolutely starting to fly. They're starting to click. This is absolutely imperative now. They are starting to click, and it is scary because they are creating so much. It's kind of going back to how we know the girls, how they play. And I'll give you one more from today's game. Gemma Davison had a corner cleared off the line. She almost scored direct from a corner. The guys were telling me he went down today, but they somehow just managed to hoof it off the line. So yeah, please, you know, if you can, Sunday afternoons, 2:00. I'll tell you what, I can tell you when we're back at Wealdstone as well, because someone sent me the fixtures. Where are we? Right, so where are we going? Let's maybe see it. Right, so October the 13th, which is in a couple of weeks' time, we are at home to Oxford United. Now, that's going to be another big one. So, honestly, if you're about on Sunday the 13th, is Dobbo in Butlins? Dobbo? Who's Dobbo? I think I know who it is. I think he might be. There's a large group of us going. Yeah, so please, Sunday the 13th of October, we will be back at Wealdstone. Yes, there we go. Aidan's just put it up as well. Oxford, October the 13th. Get your tickets from the website. Go to watfordfc.com/tickets. Log in with your fan ID, and if you are a season ticket holder, you will get discount. So instead of costing £8, it will cost you about £3.50. £3.50 to watch a game on a Sunday afternoon. That's just absolutely bargain football. And honestly, the way the girls are playing now, you really want to come down and have a watch. Excuse me. Pidge, can you post that comment from Stuart again? Because I kind of saw it and then didn't. If it's possible, I'll do a little bit of non-leave. Right, Stuart. I get what you're saying. There was maybe a little bit of unbalance in last season, but we were a bit undone by injuries again. You know, it was not good. And then towards the back end of last season, when we had that crazy long break, right when we didn't need it, it disrupted the whole team. You're nice, Dick. You sod Halsey. But yeah, having the long break slap bang in the middle of the season, and we weren't the only ones affected by it. A couple of other teams were affected as well. There were complaints launched to the league saying, "What the hell do you think you're playing at?" Which the league sort of just shied away from, which they really shouldn't have done, because it made the situation worse. Well, it's a tough one because some of it did unbalance itself. Other bits balanced out the unbalancing, if you get what I mean, with last season. But if they do go up, if they were to go up this season again, it was Aidan. It was about 6 or 7 weeks we went without playing, mate. That's how crazy it was, and that's what peed a lot of people off. But if we do go back up, I know what you're saying. It will be hard because other teams are developing and progressing, whereas we're back down in tier 3, which is not where Watford really need to be right now. They need to be in tier 2 to keep up with the pace and the development. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, Stuart, but we'll just have to wait and see. There's still a long way to go, but hopefully we can do it. Hopefully. We've got faith in the girls. We've got faith. Quick bit of non-league roundup. As always, I can't leave without mentioning the non-league because non-league is the bread and butter of the men's football. It's where some of the raw talents are found. And possibly the next, Jude Bellingham might even appear at some point. You never know. No game for the mighty Tudor Army. That's Hemel Town. They had a weekend off due to being knocked out of the FA Cup qualifying rounds at the last round. Idiots. I'm only joking on that one, but no, they did get knocked out. So they had a weekend off. Snowburn City, they played in the FA Cup qualifying round yesterday and they were beaten by 4-2. So they've been knocked out. Unfortunately, Kings Langley lost at home yesterday. Bit of a bad day for them. Leverstock Green, they got a valuable 2-2 draw, but I just think that's going to be in vain already because they're completely up against it. So they haven't won a league game this season. I can't think who else played yesterday, actually. There's so many. There's a few of them are all over the place because some teams played and some didn't. So, but yeah, as like I always say, you should get a weekend off from football, like from the Golden Boys and everything. Try and head down to your local non-league club if they're at home. Help that club out. Every time you go through that gate, you go through a gate at a non-league club, you're helping that club stay afloat. It's absolutely imperative. Last season, as you probably remember me saying, we lost a couple of teams, which was very sad. Stuart, totally agree. Totally agree. But I got to keep my mouth shut on something there. Yeah, so like I say, we lost a couple of teams folded last season in non-league, which was very sad to see. We don't want to see that happen again this season. So if you do get a chance, go down and cheer your non-league team on. You can even have a pint on the sideline and watch them as well. How good is that? It is just brilliant. So please, if you get a chance, go and watch a non-league game. You won't be disappointed because I tell you what, they give it absolutely everything and they don't really care if they get sent off half the time because they're just normally like, well, we don't care. They've done a flying tackle. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Well, cheers, boys and girls. We're going to shoot off, but just a reminder, next week we'll get the full schedule. So Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we'll see you every single day at 8 o'clock. So look out for that. Possibly a returning Borough legend to comment on the game coming up on Friday, but I'll keep you informed. He's been on our pod before, but I'll let you know if he confirms. Pardon the silence, that's good. It's forbidden up here. What's the Irish League? Shelbourne, that's non-league, absolutely. Right, like I said, we're going to go. But once again, massive shout out to all of you out there, fellow fans. You're absolutely amazing. Every single one of you are legends. Thank you ever so much. Couldn't thank you enough. Yeah, just one more final thing from Halsey.
Yeah, what the
I don't know, Dino. Just could you two stop talking Turkish? It's getting on my nerves. Right, okay. As always, we'll see you Friday. Have a great week, everyone. As always, you've been beautiful. We've been TMA. It's good night for Moves.
It's good night from Mr. Canadian.
Good night from the young Turkish delight.
It's good night from Pidge.